Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of our Optimal Self series with Syzygy. My name is Ryan Fernandez, and in a bit, we will be calling on our book share for this episode. I want to welcome each and every one of you, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that you're safe and doing well. I especially want to welcome those who are watching from the provinces because their connection sometimes fluctuates. But anyway, we are also recording this for future viewing. So welcome again. Tonight's event is organized by Syzygy. We are a community spread out across different countries. In the Philippines, we're made up of business owners, professionals, and educators of different kinds. And we come together to promote three different aspects: optimal health, which is all about well-being and health span; optimal wealth, which is about finances and how to create more options in life and live life by design; and at least for tonight, optimal self, a personal growth and development track for busy professionals. Now, many of the things that we know and value come from books, ideas about leadership, mindset, goal setting, successful habits, dealing with people, soft skills, you name it. These things are highly prized in the professional world. However, because of our busy schedule, sometimes it's very challenging to sit down and read a book every day. This is why we came up with our weekly book session, where we invite somebody from our community to share a bit about a book that they love. Maybe not all about the book, but at least some key pointers that they really appreciated and they think would be of value to all of us attending as well. So hopefully you'll be able to take away some really important ideas from the book, The Organized Mind by Daniel Levitin, and apply it in your life. Now, we have two parts for tonight. During part one, our guest sharer will be covering the book. And in part two, we will have breakout rooms. These are smaller chat rooms, if you will, where you can get together with your friends and talk a little bit more intimately about the topic and catch up on things. Anyway, we're so grateful to have our guest speaker return. He's a regular sharer with us, very busy guy. So for him to be able to come and speak to us for a bit is really a privilege. He has a long background in the IT industry, used to teach in institutions like Ateneo and AIM, also taught marketing, also was involved in human resources with Manila Ocean Park. And today he is also the founding chairman of the National Association of Data Protection Officers of the Philippines. So that's a very prestigious title. And also the third time president of the Philippine Computer Society. So although that list sounds a bit intimidating for some, wow, a lot of experience there. Tonight, he's just going to be a friend. He's going to be talking to us screen to screen about a book that he really found helpful to him and hopefully will be helpful to our lives as well. So help me welcome all the way from Quezon City, Titus Manuel. Hi, Titus.
Hi, Ryan. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. It made me a lot older than, well, there's not much I can do about the age factor. So we're going to share tonight something that actually we abuse for a program designed for project management. We use this book to be able to hone the thinking process and even the performance of people who are technical by nature or also decision makers by nature. So let me share to you the book that I really like this book simply because of it sounds complicated, but when you start to read the book, it's very, very simple siya. There's not much that, as a matter of fact, parang replay to of what you probably have learned or earned in the previous years. So let me share my screen right now. There you go. So this is the kind of book that we are hoping for, that actually people will will subscribe to para naman gumanda yung ating pananaw sa buhay natin. No? That is the book by Daniel Levitin. And just to give you a back, sabi niya, the organized mind thinking straight in the age of information overload. Sa totoo lang, no? Sa dami ng gadget natin na ginagamit, everyday talaga na overload tayo because until we sleep, sometimes nga in the middle of the night, gumigising tayo just to be able to look at our cell phone. Meron ba tayong na-miss na jokes o meron tayong na-miss na something that has to do with our business that we are catering on? So tignan natin siya. Si Daniel, anong background ni Daniel? Well, he's this guy. Brilliant man. Sabi niya, a renowned neuroscientist, cognitive psychologist at best-selling author pa, no? And he is a background in music production and engineering. May imagine mo, meron siyang music production at meron siyang engineering. And brain and cognitive, ang kasama sa cognition is perception, attention, memory, language, decision-making, and everything else down the line, sinasabi niya. He was a academic position sa McGill University and contributed extensively to understanding how we perceive, process, and organize information. Importante po yan when you are working on a daily basis at marami kayong working people or people that actually you manage along the way, no? Sabi niya, interdisciplinary approach bridges science and art. Very rare na ang tao na magaling sa science o sa magaling sa art because magkahiwalay na brain ang ginagamit niyan eh. But for this guy, he must be brilliant along the way that actually he was raised tama nung ang parents niya along the way also. Well, ano para saan yung book niyan? Well, it explores yung managed information overload. Wala na tayong magagawa. The only thing we can actually do about data is always manage it. Otherwise, it will actually control us. Ang importante is we're able to control the information that comes our way so that we can make appropriate decisions para hindi naman masyado kang matax when it comes to decision making. Organizing your thoughts, tasks, and environments. No? Importante po yan na mag-meet and match along the way lahat ng bagay na ginagawa natin. Just remember, no matter how great you are, there are only 24 hours a day and there are only 7 days in a week. And in most of those cases, yung ating days in a day, yung hours in a day, meron tayong dapat to serve for resting, working, and even socializing with other parties. Sabi niya, it provides tool for declutter our minds and enhance productivity. For as long as maraming laman ng isip mo, your productivity will nosedive. Naging HR head ako ng one of the large school sa Metro Manila and realized na pag maraming iniisip yung bata o yung teacher, o yung ating staff, madalas magkaroon o magkamali sa kanyang daily activity. Ito, importante po that actually, everybody, please remember this one. No matter how brilliant you are, you can always be pushed to the point of incompetence. Let me repeat the statement. No matter how brilliant you are, you can always be pushed to the point of incompetence. So lahat ng bagay yan, may hangganan siya. So importante is to focus on what truly matters and make better decisions amidst constant distractions. Marami pong distractions along the way. Nagugulat ako for people who work sa Starbucks kasi kaliwat kanan ng daanan ng tao, sound here, sound there. And yet they can focus. They have mastered the art basically of shutting off the background around them. Importante po yan. I grew up in a place na silence and lone and yung solo katawan mo is not correct. It doesn't happen. Lumaki ko sa Tondo eh. Maliit yung lugar namin. You can hear your neighbors pag nag-aaway sila. Naririnig mo yung mga TV sa kabilang bahay. So ang hirap mag-aral talaga by the time you're able to rest, midnight na. So ganyan po, natuto po kaming what we call the focus as we grow along the way. Sabi niya, ang key concept na binanggit na libro is cognitive overload. Most important is our brains are equipped to handle leading to cognitive overload. Cognitive is about thinking. Important thinking yan. No? Externalizing info, offloading info from our brains para dapat we are able to remove some of them para it does not affect our decision making. Pag masyadong marami nangyayari sa buhay mo, you lose track of your facility to be able to control your emotions. Mag-iinit ang ulo mo, you cannot make the right decisions, hindi mo alam kung bakit mainit ang ulo mo. Yung pala, overloaded ka na, no? Pwede mangyari is categories and chunking. Organize information into categories or chunks and make it easier to process and remember. You don't begin to think like a machine. Para meron segregation siya, no? We created a machine so that we're going to think as one, no? So yan po, may mga key concepts na siya. And then yung decision fatigue. So pag marami kang yung decision make along the way, mapapansin mo yung decision making mo suffers along the way. So binanggit sa libro, ina-advance ko na kagad, is basically, uunahin mo importante at kung saan ka ako, morning person ako. By the time pagdating sa ganito, bababa na yung aking level of yung tolerance. So lahat ng mahirap nilalagay ko sa umaga. Yung madali, yung pinakamadali sa gabi na yun. And she should practice the same thing. Natutunan ko yan sa boss ko yan before. Yung focus mode at diffuse mode, sabi niya, the brain works in two modes. Focus, concentration and problem solving. And diffuse for creativity and problem solving. You must be able to recognize kung kailan ka mag-deload. Parang nagtuturo ka to be able to concentrate, magde-deload ka ng subject sa kinikerry mo. Para ka makakonsentrate on one activity, kakalimutan mo muna iba. Meron kang talagang decision to be able to do it. It may not happen immediately. No matter how brilliant you are, again, you are going to be pushed to the point of incompetence. Ang maganda sa libro, marami siyang tips. I will try to be able to simplify this matter. Sabi niya, create external memory. Para kang meron ka CD-RAM o CD-ROM. You use the notebooks and apps for sticky notes to offload information from your brain. There are certain cases na hindi mo kailangan tandaan. Particularly if you're something like me, like 70 years old, marami ka talaga makakalimutan eh. It's by the nature of the brain that suffers along the way, no? Keep a calendar for appointments and deadlines. Dapat meron nag-page sa'yo yung cellphone mo. Turuan mo yung cellphone mo when to page you at kung anong time of the day. Tapos you maintain a list of tasks and goals. After your prayer in the morning, you start to write down yung tasks mo and goals. It's a discipline that you have to be able to do. Otherwise, pag along the way, mapapansin mo, meron ka makakalimutan. At meron magre-remind sa'yo, Sir, nakalimutan mo itong ganito. O, kaya yung anak mo, asawa mo, titos, binili mo. O, yan, nakalimutan mo na eh, no? Parang wala kang, nawawala yung focus mo the entire day. Sinabi niya, no, ito, importante ito. You probably have heard these things along the way. No? Organize your work space. Sabi niya, yung declutter your physical and digital space. Dalawang space mo. Yung nasa mesa, where you're working on, at yung nasa cellphone mo o sa computer mo. Dapat yan, kung meron ka mga apps running on your computer, i-minimize mo or i-stop mo siya ng operation para they do not disturb you. At hindi sila nagre-ring pag mayroon pumasok na notices, no? Yan ang tawag dyan, decluttering. Please remember, ang lagi nga nakapokus sa subject matter natin, tatlo lang lagi. 3 things at a time. Pag lumakpas dyan, mas mahirap na, no? Keep only what you need within reach. Yan, there you go. The thing that actually disturbs your thought patterns is pag gumalaw ka at tumayo ka, meron nang nawala. Na-dislodge mo yun eh. So, importante is basically lahat ng, at the start in the morning, yung mga kailangan mo nasa mesa mo na. Tubig, whatever, pagkain, ballpen, papel, whatever that is, kailangan mo siya, nandiyan na sa mesa. Because the moment you're thinking something at hinanap mo yung ballpen, tumayo ka, wala na. Nawala na ang focus. As you age along the way, you realize, importante po yan. But at the same time also, there is a time that you have to be able to stand up so that your body is able to rest. Our body is designed for movements. It's not designed for sitting down along the way o matagal. Kasi magkakaroon ka ng maraming back pains and back aches, and it will catch up with you sometime at the end of the day. Pag masakit ang katawan mo, hindi ka na makapag-isip na maganda. Sa Manila Ocean Park where I work, ang advice ko, you go to the farthest toilet. Pag nag-jingle ka, yung pinakamalayong toilet ang puntahan mo. Nagagalit sa amin yung boss namin. Sabi, ba't tumatayo siya every 30 minutes or 40 minutes, sir? We're trying to make sure that your people are actually active the entire program. Otherwise, if they go down, someone will actually suffer. And pag nawala yung person who performs, yung output ng team actually goes down too. So important yan. Use consistent system for filing and storing documents. As much as possible, magpapalit ng sistema mo unless needed. Because it will disturb the setup that you actually put and create in your mind. Pinahihirapan mo yung sarili mo eh. So consistent yung systems mo. Marami sa dapat na ginagawa natin does not require us to think. Kasi pag nag-iisip ka, mapapagod ka lang. That's what the book says. Ang tawag sa kanila is condition reflex. That means without thinking, you're able to act, to be able to create that or to attend to that event that you have to be able to finish because it's part of your thought pattern na kinondisyon mo before you actually went to bed the night before. Tignan natin kasunod niya, sabi niya, i-batch mo daw yung similar task. There you go. Pag samasamahin mo siya, that means you put some order in basically what you do. Yung mga cook dyan sa nanonood sa atin, magaling sila dyan. Pinagsasama-sama yung mga gulay, pinagsama-sama yung mga karne, and everything, yung mga sahog. Para pag pinutol-putol nila, hindi sila pa ikot-ikot sa kitchen. Same way that you actually work in your program, sinasabi niya, respond to emails at designated times. Hindi mo kung kailan maisip mo. Dapat yan meron timing at the beginning and at the end where you actually need them the most. And avoid multitasking. By the way, that's a myth. There is no such thing as multitasking. That is not true. Ang ginagawa natin is what we call switch tasking. Lumilipat ka from one task to another. Ang multitasking is pwede kung meron kang, you are able to do spreadsheet in left hand at yung Word document in the right hand, sabay. That's multitasking. That's not possible for a human being. So nagsiswitch ka na activity. And when you do, your efficiency suffers the most. Nababawasan yan eh. And you get tired more often. But at the end of the day, pagod na pagod ka and your mind is totally exhausted. Sabi niya, limit choices. Sabi niya, ito, maximum of 3. Dapat kinakalendar mo na yung first 3 mo na gagawin ko. First 3 important. Simplify decision making by limiting to options na maximum 3. That has been in our book that we have heard and read over time. So, and then pagkatapos yung 3 na yun, yung next batch of 3 naman. Ganyan hanggang sa matapos mo yan. Sabi niya, use shortcuts or rules of thumb. Make routine decisions quickly. Dapat yan yung ginawa mo na siya. You simplify your own process. Don't complicate your life. I'm speaking to myself kasi yun ang buhay ko lagi. I'm trying to do a lot of things all at the same time. Your mind is here. Your body would like to go to bed. When you're in bed, your mind is in work. Hindi magkasundo yung dalawa eh. Kaya pagod na pagod ang katawan ng tao. So make routine decisions quickly. Again, going back to that issue yung condition reflex. When you create a pattern in your life, hindi mo na kailangan mag-isip. You have to do it. Para pag naguhugas ka ng pinggan, alam mo kung saan kinukuha na yung sabon, yung tubig, kung saan may sasabit yan. Sanay na sanay ako dun eh. So that's my work at home. Tingnan natin susunod na kailangan natin siya. Manage interruptions. There you go. Nakaka-interrupt talaga yan. It destroys your thought pattern. It destroys your concentration. Sabi niya, minimize distraction by setting specific times for focus work. Mahirap gawin yan if you're working from home. Lalo na kung meron kang batang maliliit, o kaya umorder ka sa Grab. You're doing something and all of a sudden nag-ring yung phone mo or may tumatawag. Hindi mo naman pwedeng pagtagalin yung Grab. Kawawa naman yung mama. Kasi merong ruta na dinadaanan yun eh. So, nai-interrupt yung thought pattern mo. But how do you manage that one? Well, you have to make some adjustments along the way. It will not be perfect. Sabi niya, use tools for settings that block notification during deep work sessions. Pwede mo i-disable yung notification ng Viber, ng Messenger, ng email. Kaso yung iba, hindi mahirap gawin yun eh. Sandali, may hinihintay ako eh. So dapat dinidisable mo yan when you need to be able to focus on something very important. Otherwise, again, your body will suffer along the way. Pakikita mo yung performance mo, bumababa, and you make more mistakes. That means when you make more mistakes, you add more minutes, you add more effort. By end of day, talagang you're dead tired already. And you have to worry about the second day again. No? Sabi niya, use a 2-minute rule. If a task can be done in 2 minutes or less, unahin mo na yan. Kasi matatambakan yan. The longer you actually postpone doing something na kailangan attention mo, na-stress ka dun eh. You might be doing something, project A, but your mind is also in project B kasi wino-worry mo baka hindi matapos in the day, you know? So you must be able to discipline yourself na alam mo in 2 minutes time, kaya ko to, gagawin ko na yan para matapos yan, get rid of it. This prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. Sometimes you overwhelm because of your own decision. Sometimes you're overwhelmed because you're not able to be able to manage your time correctly. Na-overwhelm ka, particularly sa mga doktor yan, sa mga nurses, na marami silang ina-attend. Nung misa na nandun ako sa isang hospital, tinitignan ko yun I remember the case of my mother-in-law when she was at the end of her life, na pinapump ng mga nurses yun sa dibdib I was there watching them And nung nag-give up yung aking mother-in-law, they stood up, they cried for a few minutes just to be able to deload yung pain nila, and then they went back to work again. Nagulat talaga ako doon. I cannot imagine someone do that. Kasi sila yung nandun Talaga naman, for about several minutes, I was watching them. And I realized, these guys are disciplined. I am honored to be able to see these guys work at that level. Umiyak, inalis yung iyak, nagtrabaho ulit. I do not know if I can do that one in my lifetime, but people do it on a regular basis Kaya bilib ako sa kanila Yung priorities tayo, sabi niya, identify and focus on most important, yung MITs each day. Hindi lahat pwedeng importante. Pag sinabi mo lahat yan importante, you're there. You have made a decision that you cannot arrange the projects. You have to make a decision. This one is more important than something else. What will kill you? Saan ka mapapagalitan? Saan ka tatamaan? Saan ka malulugi? Sabi niya, use prioritization techniques in the Eisenhower decision matrix. Ano ito? To determine what's urgent and important. Ito, ganito kasimple. There you go. Yan yun no? Meron kang important, not important, important, urgent, at not urgent. Depende kung saan mapunta yan, you either do it now, delegate it to someone, schedule the time to do it, or just totally eliminate it. Hindi lahat ng problema kailangan mo i-resolve. I'm speaking to myself. Hindi lahat ng problema kailangan mo i-resolve. At some point in time, you realize you are a human being. You have to manage your health also because after all, you cannot kill yourself for something you'll never own. I remember that one. I did a training program in one of the sessions before na hinimatay ako sa klase. And I was rushed in a hospital sa Medical City. And the priest, a good friend of mine, actually went to the room and said, "Do you know, Titus, that your heartbeat stopped for 30 seconds? Theoretically, you're dead." I didn't know that's possible. And he said, "Titus, why will you kill yourself for something you will never own?" Because I was telling him what I was doing. I said, "Oh, no. At the end of the day, this thing will not matter." So you must be able to delete something that will not be of significance to your life or the people that loves you or yung talagang people who rely on your existence and subsistence. No? Ito, yung take a break, sabi niya, Pomodoro technique. Sa libro ko lang narinig to, sabi niya, schedule regular based rest and recharge. That means, dapat yung recharging and resting kasama sa plano mo yan. At certain time of the day, you have to force yourself to rest. Tignan niyo sa basketball. If you're a fan of basketball, the coach pull out the players after such exposure sa basketball game because ang tendency is to be able to get hurt when you're tired. Ang injury, you're susceptible to injury when you're stressing your life, yourself to the limit. No? The same thing with you guys. Sabi niya, use techniques like Pomodoro technique to maintain productivity with short time intervals of work followed by breaks. Your boss will not understand this one because they haven't seen it yet, but it works for me. Sabi niya, you work straight, focus 25 minutes, pahinga 5 minutes. 25 minutes ulit, trabaho, focus, pahinga, 5 minutes. Tapos trabaho ulit, 25 minutes, pahinga, 5 minutes. Wow. How do you rest? You go to the CR. Even if you're not doing anything, you just go to the CR and drink some water and come back again to your table. Mahirap kasi kung nakatunganga ka lang, someone will notice you're not performing something. But if you go to the water station, you go to the CR, you go any place else for as long as part of your break. And then you also take you longer breaks, 15 to 30 minutes. It worked for me. I would have not, it will drain you ultimately if you push yourself to the limit. After all, your body can only accept so much stress and pressure from your own decisions. Sabi niya, sleep and ito, nahirapan ako. Ang sabi sa libro, 8 hours a day. Hindi ko kaya yun eh. The day is chunked in 3 aspects. 8 oras trabaho, 8 oras sleep, at 8 oras for something else. So, dinistribute niya, no? Don't try to steal time that does not belong to sleep. Dapat sa sleep yun talaga. Sleep is part of your program. It is a must. Yung iba kasi ang sinasabi, lumaki tayo sa isang lugar na pag maantukin ka, batugan ka. Ganun eh. That was not by upbringing. Pag tulog ka ng tulog, batugan ka. Wala ka nagagawa. In fact, that's wrong. That's the reason why in a survey done in Asia, we are the people with the least sleep. That's the reason mababa ang ating mental capacity. Naapektuhan eh. Hindi makarecover yung brain, hindi makarebuild yung brain eh. Yung ating, the way to be able to decide and make decisions we have to make is because of a tired brain. It doesn't work that way. Sabi niya, good physical health supports better mental performance. Totoo naman yan. After some point in time, delirium na yung mind mo eh. You cannot think straight and you make very bad decisions. Oftentimes, it's happened to me. Pag kulang ako sa tulog, that's where I make bad decisions. Kaya, oftentimes, pag puyat na puyat ako, I postpone decisions that are new, are critical, that I need to make. Kumahanap ako ng paraan para ma-postpone yun. Sabi niya, this one, practice mindfulness. Ito po, importante yan. Again, isasama mo yan sa schedule mo. Yung meditation, deep breathing exercises can clear your mind. If you force your mind and you cannot make a decision, stand up, walk, breathe air, look at green plants, look at someplace else except work, do not look at people, just look at the sky, rest for a moment. When you come back, you're refreshed, you can start all over again. Believe me, again, there's no point stressing your mind, or it is already sending you a signal that it can no longer perform to the maximum. We're almost done with this one. Sabi niya, 11, learn to say no. Ako yan. Basta pag basta na-excite ako, tanggap ng trabaho eh. And then later on, mainit ang ulo ko. Kasalanan ko yun eh. Tinanggap ko yung work na yun eh. Sabi niya, protect your time and energy by learning to decline non-essential tasks and commitments. Yung kanya-kanyang personality yan eh. For guys like me, I am generally ang tawag sa akin ng wife ko, good guy. I do not want to, parang ayokong makasama ng loob ng ibang tao. So pag mayroong pinagagawa sa akin, kaya ko lang gagawin ko yun. And then at the end of the day, ako yung nagsasuffer eh. No one else except me. Sabi niya, prioritize your own goals and well-being over external demands. External demands, they will never run out. Hindi yan mauubos. This is something about, a crazy thing about working in the office. Kung sino yung performer, yun tinatambakan ng trabaho. Totoo, hindi. Kung sino yung magaling, dun tinatambak yung trabaho. Totoo, hindi. And you're penalizing the hard worker, and you're actually giving rewards to the one who does not want to work or mababa efficiency. You learn, when you say no, you teach people to respect your time. One more time, if you say no, you teach people to respect your time. If they do not own your time, you own your time. Develop routine, sabi na to. Establish routines to automate regular tasks para you don't have to think. The moment you think, you're going to make a mistake. Reduce the cognitive load associated with decision making. So dapat ang decision making when your mind is free. Consistent routines create a sense of order and predictability. So dapat yan, regular mo ginagawa. Again, conditional reflex is the most important part. I used to watch yung basketball training programs sa FEU, yung pa sa round robin. Parang boring no? And I realized there was a purpose to it so that every moment becomes a second nature to it, to the people. Kaya ganyan po importante. This is my last slide. Sabi niya, simplicity is the key. By implementing these simple tips and principles, you can better manage the constant influx of info and maintain a more organized, efficient, and productive mind. After all, at some point in time, your body will give up. You're only the one to blame for pushing yourself to the limit when in fact, you should be respecting yourself more than anyone else. If you do not respect yourself, no one will respect you. Nagkaintindihan tayo doon, no? If you do not respect yourself, people will abuse you. Human nature yan. So maraming salamat po. I hope you guys learned something today and try to be able to make sure that you give yourself a chance to rest. Kasama po yan sa inyong routine para you become a better person for a lot of people. Maraming salamat po. And thank you. Back to you, Ryan.
Titus, that was fantastic. Thank you for sharing a lot of practical tips for all of us. I'm so guilty of many of those things. Trying to multitask, I have so many apps open sa phone ko. My wife goes insane because she has to close so many apps every time she borrows my phone. We have so many distractions in today's age. We have the conveniences of technology, but we also pay a price for it. So thank you so much. I'd like to give a few moments for anyone who has questions. Just type it in the chat box, and questions, comments, thoughts, and Titus will try to answer your questions. I was reading through our chat, Titus, and ang daming mga saying they can really relate.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Yes, this is being recorded, Ken. Yeah. Okay. Let me just go through the things we need. Olivia says, my blessing is I do have quality sleep, 7 to 8 hours, because our brain has to detox between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely correct.
that's good. I mean, you could have the same amount of hours of sleep, pero kung baliktad yung oras mo, like I have a cousin who works night shift, iba pa rin yung feeling eh. It's not as refreshing. You wake up, yes, you've slept, pero it has a very different sensation.
The lights from the sun that's a way of affecting us. Automatic yun. Pag nandiyan ang sun, gigising tayo eh. Mahirap matulog pag mayroong sunlight. It even penetrates the walls eh.
Right. So yeah, even if you try to trick your mind, like last month, I was in Northern Europe. Ang kanilang sunset was 11 p.m.
Wow!
And hindi ko ramdam yung antok kasi the sun was really out.
Right.
And sunrise at parang 4 a.m. ulit. Grabe. And then they have the opposite, 24 hours of night sometimes. Anyway, this is a question or inquiry from Ruel. What can you say about minimalism? I am partially practicing minimalism, but still too many stuff to dispose. So what is your definition of minimalism, Ruel? What do you mean by that?
Yep. We'd like to be able to hear that one.
Yeah, getting rid of
yung
extra stuff.
Oh.
I should allow everyone to unmute na.
Oh. Because we will learn from each other's experience. Eh. Yeah, to be able to make sure that you actually focus, knowing which is important, not important. Important yan eh. It takes discipline also. Even if you decide that this is not importante, minsan biglang merong click or something, you're forced to be able to act on that issue immediately. Nasira na yung trend of thought mo eh. Very tiring also to discipline yourself eh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sabi ni Roel, getting rid of non-useful stuff. Tama yun. Exactly.
Yep. So anyone can unmute at this point. I've
think
opened it.
for me, what really impacted me was that if your surrounding is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. Well, I never thought of it like that. So, and it's true. It's absolutely true. So, in connection with what Dr. Rowell said, I think minimalism, getting rid of stuff you don't need, is a really good idea. And from now on, I'm going to be very aware of that because I have a lot of stuff lying around that I need to do something about it. Yeah, less stuff, less stress. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Tama, Doc Roel, tama. It's so pleasing to the eyes pag walang masyadong clutter talaga. Walang clutter.
Yeah. Matet says, when my table has scattered papers, my mind is also scattered.
Agree.
May connection yan.
Right.
Yeah.
Talaga yan.
Simple thing, pero magandang impact, no? Just cleaning the table will clear your mind.
Anyway, speaking of keeping things simple, we don't want to prolong things as well. Thank you so much, Titus, for covering with us. What a terrific book, The Organized Mind by Jonathan Levitin. Okay.